Welcome back, everybody. I'm going to play song number 9 for you. This song is called Two Brothers. I have very fond memories of this song, and it kind of marks, it's a timeline marker for me. I know I wrote it in November of 2010 because I remember coming home for Thanksgiving break, and this was the song that I really led with when I had to break the really unfortunate news that I kind of was starting to write songs and I might become a musician to my family. But I think that it eased the pain for them when they had to hear that that's what I was going to devote my energy to in some ways. I also played this song. It was the song I played first, the first time I ever played in front of a large audience. In my Music 125 class, my second term of college. So this was then the next following January. We got extra credit if we did any kind of musical performance. And that pushed me, my desire for extra credit broke through my fear of performing in front of people. And I performed this song in front of my class and got a good reception. So this is a very pivotal song in that process of me feeling good about writing songs. This song, Two Brothers, is about sort of mutually assured destruction, and about how competition sort of overwhelms cooperation. And it's taking the story of Cain and Abel, which was a story that it just really always stood out to me. This is the second generation of humans ever, and humans are made in God's image. And the second generation ever, the violence happens so quickly, and Cain murders Abel, and it just sets the tone for the whole thing, right? That violence becomes so inherent to the whole system, and that was something that I found so jarring. And if you go back and actually read Genesis, that the violence happens quick. They're not building suspense in biblical prose. And then one thing happened that made him mad, and he beat him with a rock. So it's jarring, especially as a little kid who, when I was like 4th through 6th grade, I was starting to read the Bible, and you're not supposed to do that as a Catholic, and that's probably why. So I had always wanted to write a song about Cain and Abel. It was one of those stories. There were some biblical stories that always stood out to me, and that was one of them. The lyrics kind of speak for themselves here. They're nice. I hope you enjoy them. There's a few oddities, though. The first one is that I start with an anecdote that is not Cain and Abel. I'm not sure what I had on my mind. But it's this really bizarre little thing that I like, I guess, and keep. And then I start the Cain and Abel story, break that up with the chorus, and then go back to the Cain and Abel story, finishing it in verse 2. I don't know why I split the story like that. Maybe to create anticipation. But I did, and it creates sort of an interesting balance in this song that might be nice or might be weird. And then the other thing I want to point out is the perspective in the chorus, because, in the whole thing, I kind of look at God and God's influence on Cain and Abel's story as perhaps God was a manipulative, negative influence, but then in the chorus, God is doing he's the one crying at violence. And, I think that speaks to where I was at spiritually, where I was so wanted a God to kind of fulfill sort of my romantic notions of the world. But I couldn't accept any of the writing about him, and it was like this, conflict between where maybe if there was a God, where he wanted, and how corrupted the story of humans had always been. So this song is called Two Brothers, and this is how it goes. Two brothers by name and by blood found each other waist deep in the mud, and the only way they could get free was to forget me and to think of we. But then one brother said, "I'll dig me a hole," and the other said, "I feel it fall," 'cause I'd rather see the hole not get done than to see it done by daddy's other son. So this day, my brother Abel had a brother Cain who tilled the earth to his father's disdain, 'cause the Lord preferred the good work of the shepherd to Cain's labor, and the failure built inside him again. God looks down on two brothers, watches them fight each other as his tears fall from the sky. And man looks up at his father, says, "Look upon my offer. This is the blood of my brother." Well, Abel basked in the praise of the Lord, while Cain grew jealous after being ignored. And so it goes. Cain lifted up his weapon and slew the man who turned the Lord against him. Said the Lord, "Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground, and the world would never forget that sound." Oh, Eden died, but mother murdered brother, and it won't come back if we destroy one another again. Oh, God looks down on two brothers, watches them fight each other as his tears fall from the sky. And man looks up at his father, says, "Look upon my offer. This is the blood of my brother." Thank you. Stay tuned for song number 10.